Hey guys, hello Facebook, hello YouTube. We're back Friday, not so live today. Unfortunately, there's some stuff on this afternoon, which means we can't get together. So we want to be here as always. So we thought we'd just do some recording and get out to you. As ever, if you've got any questions about anything that we talk about today, or just housing market in general, please give us a shout. Put a comment on the video, send us a message, give us a call, whatever it may be. We're here to help and to help get you moving. So, guys, it's Friday morning, another week through. We're
beautiful weather.
The weather is much better. Been a nice week.
The summer's gone now.
Yeah, and yesterday in Morecambe, registered nearly 19 degrees.
Yeah, it was great, wasn't it?
You sounded like that Vietnam record, and then 19 then. And then 19.
Good to dry your washing.
19 degrees, so God knows how many. I didn't have my shorts on, though. I didn't go out in it. I was just sat here all day working, unfortunately. But it's what it is. So, how are you guys? How's things with you? How's the housing market in Preston, Lancaster?
Absolutely booming.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, Howard.
Yeah, hi Matt. Yeah, can't disagree. We were just saying before we went live, we went live to video this with Kevin. I've noticed a massive difference this week in activity, in houses coming to the market, inquiries for people to come to the market. So yeah, I know for a fact that we're still selling more than what's going on the market. But yeah, I would probably say it's the busiest month, which it always was actually March, but it's the busiest month for me. So far, I would probably say in the last 6 months easily, without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah.
And you'll be the same there, Matthew. I know you've got a bigger audience, there. But I mean, I know you're busy running around all over the place as well. And you only have to look, guys. For people to know, we obviously, when we put houses live, week leading up to making it live, we do sneak peeks. So you only have to look on Monday night on our social media, whether Instagram or Facebook, how many sneak peeks are actually going out there, and that gives you an indication how many properties are on the market. So
yeah, well, there's definitely more.
And Kevin's got extra work doing the old Spielberg video tactics. Kevin does all that, which we thank him for. It's remarkable. Well, I couldn't manage that, so well done, Kev.
Somebody has to do it, don't they? So may as well be me. But no, you're right. There's definitely spring is in the air, and I think it's brought a bit.
Just on another note, I'm going to put this out there. I know we've discussed about it. Every week or every now and again, you guys jab me about how my age, because I'm older than you. So what happened the other day? Got a message, as you guys know, saying I can go for this vaccine. So I want to ask people out there, right? Shall I go and get this vaccine? So send me a message. Send us a message in. Shall I go and get my vaccine? Do the advantages outweigh the disadvantages, or vice versa? I'll put it out there. There you go.
Can I just add something into that?
Yeah.
Which one is it that you would be having? Do you know?
Well, if you read, I don't know. If you read what's going on and so forth, this Oxford one is the one that people are trying to stay clear of, and other countries are stopping using. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day who's a nurse, and she just said that she would, even if it was that one, she wouldn't hesitate to get it because the likelihood of you getting DVTs, and she put in a message to me, or dying of coronavirus, you're better off going with the possibility of a blood clot. But I don't know. The other thing is, I know my mother's going for a second one next week, so she had the Pfizer one first. So when you go for the second one, do they give you the same again? Let me know. Do they?
Yeah, but it's good news just on that, and hopefully continue to get out things. I think the doctors in Europe and the WHO have said that there is no link or no extra danger from things anyway. So they're all starting to use it again, which is good.
To inject something into that, just to let you know,
pardon the pun.
Exactly. Some actual contraception causes more blood clots than the AstraZeneca vaccine.
Yeah.
Right.
Even blood
There you
clots.
go. So I think they worked out that out of the 19 million or something that had the vaccine, 4 people had got blood clots.
I think it was. I saw that figure 4. I can't remember. It was 19 million, but it
could they have just already had a blood clot to begin with?
Yeah.
Well, the good news is that's going to hopefully continue the rollout of everything, and it'll help Europe come on and all that sort of thing. And hopefully the timeline that the government has given will continue to
holidays.
And it'll mean holidays, and that always brings out optimism in people as well, doesn't it? It really brings up, makes people happy and makes them want to do things. And the housing market is massively based on emotion. And
absolutely,
if people's emotions are really positive, then the housing market will reflect that, and will move forward.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. And you mentioned the sunshine, Matt, before. The weather is picking up. Apparently, yesterday or the day before, it was the longest day, or the shortest day. I can't remember which way. Anyway, what it implies is that the days are going to be lighter and brighter, and hopefully that with the good weather coming in. Easter's round the corner, so Easter's round the corner. With lockdowns getting released around the corner, so hopefully with that, accompanied with the better weather, you'd like to think that housing market would. And I think this month specifically has started that rise of getting this housing market back on track, even more so.
Yeah.
So
Well, we've seen obviously we look at quite a lot of data in the background and what have you, trying to monitor what's going on, and trying to see if things are positive, try to keep them that way. If things are negative, see what we can do to actually make them better. But in the last 30 days, there's been more properties come to the market than there was in the previous 30 days, so that takes it to pretty much the start of the year. So it's continued to rise, and there is more coming on, and I'm pretty sure as we get past Easter's always a bit of a sticking point. Might not be this year because no one can really go anywhere or do anything too much, although we will be allowed to meet out a little bit more outdoors, won't we? But once you get past Easter, you tend to see them pick up again, and I'm pretty hopeful that will be the case. On the flip side of that, though, there has still been more, and still continues to be more properties sold than is coming to the market.
Yeah. Obviously, I mentioned that before. I see that just in Preston. I know you'll go through some facts and figures, shortly, and it definitely highlights that. But I would definitely say there's been a bit of an upturn in this last week.
Well,
have you seen that, Matt? Have you been busy this last week, or is it just because you always have been quite busy? I think Preston were always that little bit behind. As your facts and figures say, and stats say, Kev, we're always not quite as busy as where you guys are. And but I have noticed that this last week. So what have you found? You've been busy, or are you just steady Eddie?
I've been more than busy, if I'm honest. I literally, my phone is on silent now, as is the headset that connects us obviously to the office phone, just simply because not even just general inquiries just to, I'm not saying they just want to speak to me, but inquiries about the stuff that I'm handling at the moment, and certain properties that aren't even on the market yet. I was working on something before this meeting that literally was 2 phone calls going, I might have this bungalow coming on in this area, you've got a big house in this area, let's put 2 and 2 together, I think we could sell it. The bungalow won't even need to go on the market. That's the thing, it'll sell before it hits the market. It's just everyone's ringing me for property at the moment. Everyone's, even the commercial side of things that we're working on at the moment. If anybody watching this is a developer out there looking for any kind of student accommodation, renovation, anything in Morecambe, Lancaster, you want to kind of open a business. I know obviously with COVID and everything at the moment you might be scared to open a business, but who knows, we could have a bounce back from here. My advice is maybe open a gym, because there's fat buggers like me out there who've probably put on too much weight with these lockdowns. So open a gym, you'll make a fortune. But if you've got anything, give me a shout, because it's bonkers.
Preston area also, Matt. Also.
Well, it's another thing that you mentioned there, that stuff is happening before properties come to the market, because there is so many buyers out there for properties. Hence why there's more properties selling than there is listings. That we sort of try and put things towards people. So if we've been dealing with people a bit and they've missed out on properties, unfortunately, because the vendors had someone offer more or whatever the circumstance may be, is that we do try and speak to those people when we know that a property is coming up, because we know that they're really after keen for a property. So we try and let people know days in advance of when we're actually going to list it, and have sold a lot like that. I had a meeting the
other day with a guy for a couple of hours, and what you mentioned there, he's after a commercial unit, quite a substantial commercial unit, to expand his business, and in the Preston area, so and I was with him talking to him about different opportunities, other commercial, investments, properties to rent out, things. So obviously people are picking up now. So Matthew mentioned there, any guys watching out there, if you've got any commercial, same with me, I've got a buyer for you. If you've got a commercial unit of a decent size in the Preston area, give us a message, and we'll see if we can take it further to help you. Just on sales, Kev and Matt, something that could be, and I'll let you come in a minute, Kev and Matt, to speak about, a bit maybe concerning. So people, when you're choosing your estate agent, put your house on the market, one of the things maybe to ask is, which I think, I know you guys will agree, is one of the most important things is not getting the house agreed, because as we've quite clearly said there's a lot of buyers out there, so houses should be in reality selling. But who actually looks after the sales progression? By that I mean that people don't understand that wording. So when you've agreed a sale, who communicates between you, the solicitor, and your buyer? We do it, and we have a special lady, and she's a special lady called Kerry, that looks after all our sales. And she will, if you're our vendor, she will ring you every week with an update. Even if there's no update, she will ring you up and have contact with you. I received a phone call this week, today in fact, right? And it was a lady I've never heard of before with an address I've never heard of. Eventually, through the conversation, I found out that this lady was two houses down in the chain, but she got her sales memorandum, and it said, for updates on the sale of your property, contact me, Howard, at Lancaster Estates. And lo and behold, it wasn't the Preston number 958822, it was my mobile number. So listen to what the estate agents promise you, and find out exactly who's dealing with it, because Kev, that's the most important thing, isn't it? To get that sale through. Can you believe that?
Well, just
a phone call.
Just to clarify, we have had no existence of that property. Somebody it was buying a property two below the one that we're dealing with, and the agent dealing with that property two below has said, if you need to find out about the chain, they have to speak to us who are two up.
I have a copy. I have a copy of that sales memorandum that clearly states that. And like I say, it's not even the landline telephone number. It's actually my mobile number.
Well, it is the most difficult time of any sale, and it's the most stressful for a lot of people, because you want to make sure you get to the exchange of contracts and you get the keys either handed over because you're selling and you're moving to a new one, or you're buying one. And if you think about it, if you put a house on the market and then you get offers, at the moment you're probably sold within a week or two max.
Yeah.
But that second bit, that progression bit, at the moment's taking about 4 months. So
exactly.
Where should you focus the proper an agent? We spent a lot of time with Kerry's, but you should really know what's going on, because that's the longest bit, and that's the most important bit.
Of course it is.
That bit at the end. And
we as a whole, as Lancaster Estates as a whole, one of the things that we strive to do, and we're proud of actually how we do, is that communication.
Yeah.
That communication, and so many people come back to us and tell us that. I mean, if you get an opportunity, anyone out there, go and look at Google for the reviews for Lancaster, for the reviews for Preston. Have a look on it. It's mentioning it quite clearly. Back to this lady though, I will tell you though, because we're there, we just want to help you move. This lady's got problems with the home buyers that she's got on the property, so she's emailed it through. I've had a look at it, and I'm going to help her out. Not that we get anything out of it, not that I get anything out of it, just purely because I want to help this lady, because she's been given my number. Must be by fate, really, but I'm going to go out my way to help this lady and give her some satisfaction. So
yeah, well, that's good. I was just actually looking while you were mentioning there that how long things are at the moment taking for us to do a sale, when we agree a sale to exchange of contracts, and we're still running on 3 months, so 12 weeks.
12 to 16 weeks, it's probably about that.
The national average has gone up to around 16 weeks because of the volume of sales. So but we do focus a heck of a lot on that second part, and we have someone dedicated just to doing progression, because we know how important it is, and we're well below the national average. Even if
you've got to.
it's a lot of stuff that we can't control because we're not conveyancers, but because we follow up a lot of stuff, I think it's obviously paying dividends. So
if you go back 10 years ago, maybe a bit more, and an estate agent who I worked for that time, and they actually did have designated kind of a group of sales progressors, so people that would then liaise. And as times have gone on, a lot of them have actually gone by the wayside because they don't do that anymore. They just do it all in house, and you normally then get, an inexperienced person who is chasing a sale who doesn't know what questions to ask, and when they're given the information, doesn't know what to do with it. And unfortunately, that's maybe it's through cutting costs and everything. But you are right there. I mean, one of the things I'm proud of when I talk to people is of our sales progression thing. And when I actually do say that you'll get a phone call every week, after 2 weeks into agreeing the sale, which is about right, they're amazed. And the fact is, it's not just.
Well, you're right.
It's not just flannel. It actually does happen. That actually does happen.
Yeah, well, you rightly said. Check the reviews, Google reviews. We get a lot, and Kerry is mentioned quite strongly in every single one of them. So, she's obviously doing a good job for us. So I think the moral of the story is, don't just focus on an agent about selling. You need to look at the overall,
the bigger picture.
And it's not just the fact of putting it on the market. And you like the photos,
without being unprofessional and mentioning this estate agent, it's one of these estate agents that you pay up front. So basically, they've already had the money, so it makes a difference.
Yeah, well, there you go.
You know what I mean?
There you go. Cool. Cheers. Cheers for that. That's a really good point, Howard. On there. One thing, Matt, you were talking about earlier on was with some redevelopment, I think, in the local area.
Absolutely. I don't know if you guys have seen the news, and for all you watching, I've got it on my news feed here. Basically, down on Lancaster's industrial estate, down on the Quay, there's a 35 million plans to redevelop the whole industrial estate, including putting a nursery shop and cafe and pharmacy down there. And also there'll be much more. The plans for the 22-acre site of New Quay Road includes the erection of a new buildings, conversion, existing buildings to create 15 industrial blocks, a new amenity block containing nursery, cafe, retail unit with associated access, parking and landscaping. You can read more details on that. It's on the Lancaster Guardian. But that's fantastic news. Whenever I've sold a house down on the Quay, the one thing for me is that it's missing because, of course, your nearest shop is what's on Willow Lane, the little corner shop, and the spa right down at the bottom of Willow Lane towards the end, beginning of Abram Heights. I think a shop on the Quay would absolutely make a fortune. Pharmacy, everything, any amenity. And, it's a beautiful spot down there. If they do some kind of conversion and walking and things like that, you can, of course, go and see some fantastic wildlife. I know if you read into the report, it talks about protecting species like the bats. I know there's newts down there. There's some great walking places. Imagine if you open a cafe, we could just go and pick up a coffee and go for a walk. I know we've got Morecambe Promenade, but it'd be nice to have a bit of diversity and a bit of difference there.
It's good down there.
What? Alone, just some kind of amenities down on the Quay. You think the infrastructure that is now down on the Quay. You've got all the student accommodation that's been built, all the houses by Persimmon, Redrow, Barratt. It's a huge site, and there's no shop within. I think a 5-minute walk.
It has been crying out for something like that for quite some time. I think similar to what was happening up at around the old Moor Hospital, but top of Lancaster. Is eventually it took quite a while, but they did put a co-op in there because there just wasn't a shop anywhere near. And
that co-op must make a fortune.
And the same with the Quay. If you think of the shops like you mentioned, but if you need to do a big shop, to use that word, you've got to either get to Aldi, which is obviously far away, or Sainsbury's, but then you've got to get around the one-way system again. So a
little co-op there do really well.
Yeah, it would be really good. So that's probably some news to get redeveloped, and I think there's quite a lot of disused areas down there as well now. There's not much manufacturing going on and all that sort of thing. So that'd be absolutely great. Be keen to sort of keep up to date on that if anything does.
Absolutely. If I hear anything, I'll let you know.
Cool.
Yeah, you're talking about Aldi's there. Right, I'll say I've lost the second one, but they're opening up 2 new Aldi's, right? But in Tarleton. So you guys aren't familiar. But in Tarleton, and just as you turn left on the A59 to go towards Liverpool, it says on there it's an old curry house called the Bayleaf, but it used to be used to be called the Ram's Head at Tarleton. It was a big pub. Everyone used to go there.
Yeah.
And, you know, your kids growing up there, they had discos on and whatever else, and fights in the car park. And it turned into an Indian takeaway, and it's been derelict for at least 10 years. And they want about it's going to be a nursing home and so and so, but it's just come out today that on Preston Blog and Lancs Live that it's going to be turned into a new Aldi, which for people around here will be a massive. It'll be massive. That'll be massive. You know, it'll be a fantastic addition for shopping. Aldi seems to be the way forward. You know, and there's another development. I think Cotton it was. So in Cotton, the development bigger houses down there, as we all well know, that's PR4 as well. And there's going to be another Aldi there as well. So the amount of, you are right, you know, for the amount of houses, Matt, like you said, amount of houses they're building, they've got to have all these facilities out there.
Yes.
In Fulwood, when you go down the main road in Fulwood, all these new houses are. They've got new like retail parks where you've got your Aldi's, you've got your Greggs, you've got your Starbucks, you've got other little kind of outlets there as well. So, you know, hopefully the economy is lifting. We are back on.
Yeah, no, fingers crossed. All that building is very encouraging, and you're right. They need access to facilities like that to not have to trek a mile.
There's an old Hindu temple in Avenham. I was reading as well, and that's been derelict for quite a while. In fact, it's a bit of an eyesore, in honesty. But that's getting knocked down, and they've got planning permission there to. I think it's about 110 kind of houses down there as well. So, you know, and that's maybe not the let's say the best part of Preston there, but what it's doing there, it's introducing new buildings and so forth, and it's near the capital centre, it's near the motorway. So with a bit of luck, that will bring up the prices off the current houses there as well. So good. If anyone knows any more about that, the message in.
Find out. Let us know. Good. So, I say it's good to hear there's building going on, because that means there's money in the area and confidence for it. So brilliant.
Yeah, exactly.
So just to finish off, just a bit of an update on the stats. It's difficult to compare year on year, of course, because in 4 days' time we went into a year since the lockdown. I think it was the 23rd of March, wasn't it, last year? So difficult to say. But if you look at the last 30 days against the previous 30 days this year, instructions are going up, so that number is bigger in the last month than it was the previous month for both of our areas. Again, then it's up by about 10% almost. So, you know, that's great. But sales, as I said earlier, are still outstripping them. So, for instance, last 30 days in Lancaster and Morecambe, there's been 281 new properties, but 300 sales.
Yeah.
You know, and in the PR postcodes, there's 276 come on to 305 sales. It's still, you know, masses of sales out there. So, just unbelievable. But the sales actually up in the last 30 days. The PR ones are up 25%. So they're really motoring for sales. Like you say, it's busy in Preston. But good. Thank you guys for that. Great little catch up. I say sorry we couldn't be live for everyone. We do for that, because we do want interaction. We do want people talking to us, and we do want to help people move. You know, that's the reason why we became estate agents, I suppose, to do that. So let's say drop us a comment, send us a message, give us a call, put a like on the video if you do like it, because it means that we're saying the right stuff. And we'll see you again. I'll see you again shortly. So thank you for your time.
The vaccine as well. Don't forget. Message in. Do I have the vaccine?
Message in about the vaccine. Does Howard get it or not?
Yeah, that's it.
Right. All right, guys.
Do I ever get it?
Thank you very much. We'll see you again soon.